Hello. Welcome to Healthy by Choice, the podcast that's here to ignite your belief in what's truly possible for your health and well-being. Hi, I'm Dr. Kerry, and what lights me up is empowering others. My mission has always been to inspire you to take your health seriously and give you the tools to understand your body on a deeper, more meaningful level. In each episode, we'll explore the healing power of nature, the role of real food as medicine, and how intentional movement can restore balance to your body and mind. So whether you're on a journey of prevention, recovery, or simply seeking more vitality, this podcast is your reminder. You hold the power to heal. Thanks so much for joining me. This episode is about coaching and, health coaching, because I so often get asked, what's coaching? What's this health coaching? And how do you do chiropractic online? First of all, I definitely want to say they are different things. And for me, it's not just telehealth, right? It is, by my description, the coaching that I do is all of the other parts other than the physical adjustment that happens in the office. Minus the adjustment, there is the support that I give my patients. But most importantly, the differentiation is that with coaching, there is a specific or specialized, meant to fit each person's need or meant to fit each client's needs, where you are at and where you want to be kind of thing. So like with your health goals specifically, in my coaching, I support a whole person health. So of course, I can help people with food. I can help people with exercise. I can help people with stretching, all that stuff. It's absolutely patient-centered, which for me means I am taking into account what your background is, where you're at. Beyond the food and exercise, I will help you look at sleep, mindset, stress, lifestyle, or habits, and how all areas of your life connect, right, to your well-being, aka the holistic approach. You'll always hear that I go back to holistic because I believe that one part is never separate. We are whole. And, I actually think that I'm helping support your self-care, your self-love. And this is how we actually get results. So I like to say we look at the big picture. It's like 1, 2, 3. 1 is awareness, 2 is action, 3 is accountability. So the awareness of where you are currently, and of course where you want to be. And then action, what are the steps that are going to move the needle? And then 3, accountability, my support, my suggestions, and then some touch points. So the awareness piece, we get clear. When we just ask questions and what is currently going on in your life, what's currently going on in your body, we need to get some clarity, right? Like we just want to know what matters most to you. And then let's set those priorities. I really work in a no judgment space. This is not about what I want for you or what I think you should want for you. This is truly your process. And in my practice, I tell people I will see you as this version of yourself. So when we dig a little bit deeper of where you are and where you want to go, we want to know, can you see yourself as that? Which is pretty cool in and of itself. And then number 2, the action piece, right? This is your personalized roadmap. Like, what can you do about it? What can be done to get you to your goals? How do we get you from here to where you want to go? And of course, can we do this easily? Can we do this painlessly or as painlessly as possible? And we find things that we can implement and we find things that we can stack. And I really like life hacks. I really like the tips and tricks. We want simple steps that actually fit into your daily life. And we need to be realistic about what you will not only do once or twice, but what will you adopt as new, right? Like what will you adopt as true? And so we design this, of course, together, this action plan, and we make it realistic and tweak it as we go. And the third piece, the accountability piece, I'm your cheerleader. I provide regular check-ins. I keep you on track as much as I can. Then we make tweaks or who knows if it's new ideas, if we make recommendations, maybe we have to overcome some obstacles. But most importantly, we do together celebrate your wins along the way and recognize the growth. In my office visits, I support my patients with food choice, supplement options, either stretches or exercises, and of course, encouragement to just get moving. I really do believe that movement is life and life is movement. When I chose the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, which was my coaching certification, my health coaching certification back in 2012, I was drawn to their holistic approach to helping nourish body and mind on and off the plate. What I loved is that we start each session with what they call primary foods. So we will discuss what feeds our souls, a lot like what I was learning back at the National Holistic Institute when I studied for my massage curriculum in 1993. I did back up that health coaching certification with another coaching training called Dream Life. It was Dream Life Coaching, because it really comes down to supporting my patients in having that dream life if they are willing to work towards it. My approach is to love you and support you loving yourself into that next version and possibly even the next and better version after that. I do not believe we are limited other than what we put on ourselves. And so it just all comes down to health, and happiness, and of course, more happiness. Back in 2019 and 2020, I used a lot of my time and energy to write a book that has yet to be published. And the title that I chose is Live Beyond Pain. Because for me, the goal is so much more than just avoiding pain, right? I want thriving and vitalistic living for all of us. And sadly, I can see that when people have pain, it can be heavy and it can be distracting. We so often hear that without health, there is no wealth. And I recognize that people have pain and they think that it all ends kind of there for them or that it's forever. And people that I'm close to, people that I love, have said things to me or in my presence that, oh, well, there's a certain amount of pain I can live with, or I have normal amounts of pain, or for my age, I have the, regular amounts of pain for my age. And I can tell you that at 56, I don't have pain and I will not live with pain. I do everything in my power to eat so that I don't have pain and drink water so that I don't have pain and whatever. But when it comes to applying that to my clients in health coaching, it can be a tangly journey, let's just say, because some people really come to me with some of these beliefs, and some of them have been told that this is normal for their age, and don't want to disrespect anybody. I just want to say that absolutely I don't believe there's a normal amount of pain for any age. And then also we have to get beyond that, right? Live beyond pain and go to the place where we're thriving. We're living vital lives again, like I was saying. So, I was kind of thinking to share, like, who do I work with and how do I work with them? And one of the most interesting things about health coaching for me has been that when I describe who I work with for many years, like since I was a massage therapist in the early 90s, the typical patient who came to me or was drawn to me was women getting ready to retire or newly retired. And that's typically a place in life where the kids are grown up and the parents don't yet need your full-time care, right? So, I'm not going to put an age on that, but women, and as it turns out, lesbian women, and as it turns out, usually women who were athletes in college. So many years that was sort of my target market, and many years I loved working with people to get them back being active, to get them to make a few tweaks, a few choices. Oftentimes it was supplements, sometimes diet, and then some exercise, stretching ideas, and we were off and running. And that was, I'm just going to say, fun for me, but it was super, like, I felt really satisfied because I was empowering people, and in this case, women, to get their lives back, have fun again, do what they loved, feel good in their bodies. There's a lot of reasons why I loved health coaching back in the day. And then every now and then a guy would trickle in. And of course, I'm getting older and my population of people are getting older. And it's very interesting to me now that one of the easiest populations to work with is guys who are a little older. And certainly I've never asked my patients about their sexual health, especially guy patients. But one thing that's motivating by guys is when they start losing their erections, and they sometimes will say, normal for my age or something like that. But one of the most fun populations now to work with is a guy who will come in and, it usually starts with, normal for my age. I have these elbow pains, these knee pains, an ankle injury from college. I played, whatever kind of ball. And then I will find out later that he was also struggling with either erections or ejaculation or whatever, which again doesn't tend to come up in a chiropractor's office. But when I work with these people, 60-year-old men, let's say, in a health coaching format, they're getting their lives back. Like when people remove the inflammation from the body, number one, get some movement in there, get things in a line, everything works better, and therefore everything works better. And it's a little bit easier for me to describe with men because their anatomy is on the outside of their body, that it makes perfect sense that if your big pumper in the middle of your chest has these big tubes attached to it, and those tubes get smaller and smaller as you go further around, by the time you get to the feet, that oxygenated blood turning around and becoming deoxygenated on the way back, has a little less pump or a little less power in there when things are slowing down. And basically things are slowing down because of the inflammation in the body. And what makes perfect sense is, of course, the system would stop having something like the thing that makes you reproduce more babies, because your body is saying, I need that energy to survive, let alone, all this driving and sitting and all the pressure you're putting on me. Like, I'm not going to work the way I used to work at one time. And again, as things change slowly in someone's life, it becomes more normal. And then, we pretty much in this society say that things are normal as we age, that I don't believe have to be normal. Certainly not at 60. That's not even aged. But anyway, it is pretty remarkable to have people come back skipping in and, giving me the stories, what they do share about getting things back, that, Doc, is there any way this could be Yes, it's absolutely related. Your body is generating the energy for vital living. Your body wants to reproduce again. Your body wants to make connections again. And that's, also happening in women. We just don't show it in the same way. And I love empowering women to get their mojo back. I love when some women, a lot of times it'll start out with weight loss, and by no means do I pretend to be a weight loss expert. And I feel like that industry can be predatory, and I don't really want anything to do with it. But what I do recognize is when a woman starts to feel herself again and starts wearing a little, dresses or cuter clothes, or hair's done now, or makeup is done, and I can see she's got a little swagger. It feels good to feel good. And I love empowering people to feel good. That's the cheerleader part in me, but it's also those making connections part. For me personally, I love being able to explain to people what, this symptom and this symptom have in common is they're systemic. And what that has in common is the holistic treatment of you. So I'm way off track here about what health coaches do and how I health coach, but absolutely a big part of what I do is talking with people about what's going on in their lives, seeing if there's any way that my experience can help, and then we meet regularly and we implement. And basically, I'm the supporter, I'm the cheerleader, but I do have a wealth of knowledge, of course, given all of the people I've worked with over the years, and I do have so many resources to share that I'm excited when people are interested in learning, and I love being able to, it's like the key in the lock thing, right? I love being able to help them get more energy, help them feel better, help them have less pain, help them sleep through the night, help all these things that they did not think were connected. And then when everything's better, everything's better. And I've shared many times that for me, it's preventative. And for me, I will absolutely experience what we call depression. And it's because if I don't empower myself or energize myself with exercise, I don't feel that good. And if I drink alcohol, which is a depressant, or if I have sugar, same, I don't feel good. So when I can explain that to other people and I can tell them about me, that vitalism, that having the power to heal, right? So the name of the podcast is Healthy by Choice. You have the power to heal, because ultimately health is not a place where we arrive. Health is a continuum. So each choice we make is going to move us up or down that continuum, right? And I really like to empower people. I really like to share my knowledge and help them going in the right direction, because momentum builds momentum builds momentum. Good choices beget good choices. It just happens. And I know that pain is not your destiny. I know that, reclaiming your energy, rewriting your story, it's so empowering. It's so fun. It's fun. For me, it's not just prevention. It's not just recovery. It's not just food. It's not just pain. It's not just any of those things. It's the holistic. I'm absolutely just in love with how we can contribute more to our health and the health of our body, mind, and spirit by the choices that we make. Each one of us is composed of mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical, right? So in that holistic approach, in the mind, body, spirit approach, I work really well with people who are working on their mental, their spiritual, and their emotional, and then I can help them with the physical package, the part of us that carries around who we are. It's so life-affirming to me, of course, and I just want to support people. I want to support you in making healthy choices, and I want you to gain from my 30 plus years of working so closely with people. So thank you so much for giving this a listen. Know that I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm sending you all my very best.